What made the 2021 cryptocurrency bull run parabolic? Crazy. It's retail. It's retail investing. Why is retail investing not back? Where are they? And are they coming back? Yo, I'm Vosk, professional crypto nerd, amateur racer, or something like that. Just got back from Lime Rock Park. Very intense track this past weekend, very challenging. And it was one thing that really stood out to me was the amount of engagement the Bitcoin Supra got. The whole mission of that car was basically to grow Bitcoin in a fun and organic way, wrap it up with one of my passions and hobbies, and also grow VoskCoin a bit along the way, because it's pretty cool. It's a conversation starter, and I was already going to track a Supra and so forth, so why not make it a more fun and engaging project, right? So I met Circuit Legends, Grid Life. It's an annual event they do. They have wheel-to-wheel racing, they have time attack, they have drift, they have all kinds of stuff, even a concourse car show. And the car got a lot more comments and engagement than it has in the years past, right? Because crypto has been down, Bitcoin has been down, and now with Bitcoin having ETFs, Bitcoin still commanding a price well over $50,000 per coin. People generally know of Bitcoin, but they also generally do not have Bitcoin on average. There's a fair amount of overlap in the car community, especially the track community, and stocks, investing, and in particular cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency, in my opinion, is like the new age stock market, right? And people, they feel beat down by inflation, myself included. And you look at cryptocurrency and even stocks as a way to escape that, right? It's like, if I work my 9 to 5 for the next 20 years, I'm not going to be able to buy a house. Like, the housing market is that ridiculous. Cost of goods are through the roof. I mean, eating out, everything is just more expensive. Virtually, like, nothing is cheaper now as it was several years ago. But why do I bring this up, and what's the point I'm trying to make? My point is that the interest is there. Like, the knowledge is there. It's like, it's not, what is Bitcoin? It's, I have some sort of idea in my head of whatever Bitcoin is or what I think Bitcoin is, but I'm just not that interested in it. Bitcoin at 60K, I don't think is that interesting to many people. Like, okay, let me go buy $1,000 of Bitcoin, right? And then I had this micro amount. You even look at the second biggest coin like Ethereum, and it's very expensive, right? For $1,000, you're buying a third of a coin right now. That's not super exciting. You want to buy coins, multiple coins, right? And you hope that they go up to this price you come up with in your head and it works out. That is one thing that I think is keeping retail back and from those coins. That's why I think ETFs are a great way to get more Bitcoin and now even Ethereum exposure, because there's the ETH ETFs, without buying those coins, because you're going to say, okay, I'm going to go buy 100 shares of the Bitcoin ETF and it's $15 a share, like whatever, right? Same with the Ethereum ETF shares. You're not going to go out there most likely and buy, say, 15 Bitcoin, 15 Ethereum. You have larger quantities of shares and other things and so forth. That is appealing. But we zoom out a little bit more and we compare 2021 to now, right? What's the big catalyst, right? We had DeFi, we had airdrops, and they were new, they were exciting, and it was like, okay, we've been waiting for something. This is something, right? And then those kind of morphed into NFTs. And a bunch of other narratives kind of popped up along the way. You had layer 2 solutions. When people were really engaged in cryptocurrency, they were really using cryptocurrency. They were really using non-fungible tokens, right? On chain, there were a lot of trades happening. There was farming happening. There was staking happening. There were new token sales happening. All of this stuff happening on chain. And then you have, okay, here's a layer 2 that can do it faster. It can do it cheaper. And Ethereum was, charging hundreds of dollars per transaction due to their failed scaling. That made all that stuff interesting, but like, you look today, like, who cares about layer 2s? And that sucks, because I was hoping layer 2s were going to be a good thing, a good time, a good thing to buy the dip in, but they just keep dipping and dipping and dipping and dipping and dipping. Based on the people I talk to, the comments I read here on YouTube, and just what I gather in my personal feelings and research and everything else, is people feel very just like suppressed financially. If I can't pay my day-to-day bills, if I'm worried about going into debt, just literally living, existing, I don't have the bandwidth to invest. I look at the market and, some things are up, some things are down, but it's not like there's all this blood in the water and maybe like, okay, we're definitely really suppressed, I'm gonna go all in and buy this. Doesn't feel like that. Maybe, I look at the charts and it's like everything's been going up, so I'll just jump on that bandwagon, right? And I'll buy, and then in a year, everything will keep going up more, hopefully. But that isn't exactly happening either. It's not so simple and easy that you just buy anything and you're up. A lot of stocks, a lot of coins have retraced in price some this year. Many have traded sideways. Of course, many have gone up as well. But the point here is, if you don't have money to invest, well, you're not going to invest. And there's no like big development. There's no like big release. It's like, oh, here is decentralized finance. Oh, here's decentralized exchanges. Here's free money with crypto airdrops. Here's NFTs, and they have all this hype. You don't have some kind of big move or onboarding a bunch of new users, either because of interest, hype, or like a key development. It's boring. It's boring, right? And I'm a big miner. I really like mining cryptocurrencies and proof of work blockchains. Focusing on turning electricity and internet into passive income. I think it's a novel technology, truly, and that's been difficult, right? It's taken over by ASIC miners, which are less approachable than multi-purpose hardware mining like CPU and GPU mining and even hard drive mining. Those are, maybe hard drive mining has a comeback, maybe, but the other ones are basically relics of time at this point, especially with AI. There's so many AI data clusters deployed that if GPU mining ever becomes very profitable and relevant again, these farms are going to click over like that and soak that up. GPU mining is big business now, no doubt about it. Same with CPU mining with all the server farms, right? All the server farms, they go over from being a VPS, click over, and now they're mining that CPU coin. Hard drive mining is kind of sort of the only hope, but it's not an ideal solution in my opinion. And it may be multi-use hardware, but it's much less multi-use and interesting than a CPU or a GPU, right? Because years ago I built CPU and GPU mining rigs, and I was like, well, worst case, I'll sell these as gaming PCs. There's a market for that. I'll have my dream gaming PC, by the end of this. And it's better hardware. It's more engaging. It's more useful. There's more things you can do with it. But the point being, right, is that mining has not only become boring, right, with these purpose-built miners, that's all they do, but it's become unapproachable for many, unrealistic, unattainable due to exorbitant prices, right? There are miners that come out now that cost $30,000 or more, right? If there was a $30,000 mining rig when I got into this years ago, I didn't have $30,000 total, okay? I literally cannot buy the mining rig. It's impossible. Good mining rigs back then were selling for $1,000, a couple $1,000, and making $50 a day, and other times ridiculous numbers. People say like, well, where's retail? When are they coming? It's like, why would they? What are they coming for? The narrative over the last year has been meme coins, and I'll meme a little bit, and I respect the power of long-term meme coins like Dogecoin, right? Especially because it's mineable. But like, what's fun about buying a new shitcoin every hour? Like, honestly, it's grueling mentally. And maybe this is the stage where I kind of age in crypto, and like, it's not as fun anymore to be up researching all the time and late into the night. Like, at least like back then we were researching tech and like protocols and tech and like figuring out how to deploy programs. It's like, okay, we're gonna have to learn how to use CLI for this, right? A little command line interface with the boys. Oh, let's set this up on Linux so then we can actually get access to it. Like, it was challenging. Now it's just like nauseating. It's like, okay, let's just chug all this soda all night and hope we buy the right one. The meme coin shit, it's not that fun, right? It's low liquidity. There's a lot of rugs. Very seldom do you actually have a good team behind the meme coin. Like, if it was a meme coin and like the team was public and like they had a track record, that would be more interesting and engaging. But instead, you know, it's a non, and it's like a game of musical chairs. So when does retail come back? Honestly, I think at this point, the market's just gonna have to rip. I guess it's gonna just be institutional money, or maybe, you know, favorable market conditions, or, you know, some kind of insane catalyst like, okay, the US is buying Bitcoin to put into their reserves now, right? Something like that. And then Bitcoin is going to just go straight to 100K, and then it'll retrace some, and then finally the alts will rip, because I absolutely believe the altcoins will rip. They can and will rip and tear, like my boy Doomslayer. You know, they ripped in 2017, they ripped in 2021. What? You don't think they're going to rip now? It's just over, right? I don't think so. I don't think that's the case at all. And I think that's just going to be the only thing where retail shows back up, institution shows up in volume, the whole market moves big time. We hit new all-time high for most coins, and you know, there's that period of, you know, true wealth generating opportunities across the board, and you try to hit some of those, and then you try to actually maintain your wealth, because you know, when things explode up, they will tumble down. They will fall down hard. Eventually, you know, they hit a new low. And when I say they tumble down, they're not just, you know, good stuff's not going to zero. It's a new high for a low, right? But it's still going to be lower than that all-time high, right? And trying to take profits and, you know, generate wealth somewhere in there between. So that's kind of my thoughts for today. It's a little bit boring, I guess, in a way, but it's important, because it's what we're thinking about, right? It's, when does this change? Because it's been a lot of like just the same, and surprisingly, like, due to things like Greyscale holding so many people hostage with millions and millions and millions of dollars for years, right? Those exiting with the Bitcoin ETF launch and the ETH ETF launch, it has significantly detracted from their success. It has significantly detracted from the price appreciation that was possible there. And I think it really pushed the whole market back potentially, you know, months, right? Because it needs to basically soak up that liquidity. And then, you know, as seems like a long time ago, someone used to say, up only. And that's where things used to go all the time, till it didn't. And things will never go up if you don't subscribe to VoskCoin. Thanks for tuning in. Again, I'm Vosk, and this is how we close out every video in style. 10 seconds of Tails, the venerable Shiba Inu pup. You know she owns VoskCoin? Come on. Hey, you want to buy a mining rig? Do you want a pretty good price on it and pretty fast shipping? Then you may be looking for ASIC Marketplace. Click our link in the video description below to not only support our channel, but support yourself with the coupon code we've got right next to it.